Hi, I am Dr. Karine Melissa, and I'm the president of the Women's Chamber of Commerce of Miami-Dade County. I'm also the founder of Loud Week in the city of Miami Gardens. I have chosen to interview a collective of women, and they are powerhouses in their industries, in their own rights, and within Miami-Dade County and beyond. So today I have a very, very special guest with me, Alexandra Silva Labarr, and she has a few books coming out, and we're so excited to learn more from her today. Alexandra, thank you so much for joining me today here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to have this conversation with you. My favorite topic, right?
Yes. I'm so excited to learn from you. My whole world with the Women's Chamber of Commerce is networking, right? We put on networking events all the time. So I'm so happy to share this with my community and beyond, right? So first, let's talk about who you are, where you're from. Let's get some more information about you.
All right. Alexandra Silva Labarr. I'm an international speaker, author of The Power of Networking, and my second book, Show Up Scared, coming out in a couple of weeks. I'm showing up scared for that one as well. I'm also a mother of incredible children. They are my life. My kids are my why, right, and my who. And my amazing husband of 20 years. We're going to be celebrating 22 years together. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that you mentioned about your why, right? I always tell the people that I mentor that you have to always remember your why. Yeah. You are working so hard to be able to show up for them.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. So your why is so important. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, I look at it as your pillars, right?
Yes.
So I think it's important to sit with yourself and kind of say, what is my why? And my whys are my five, where it's my health, right? And my wellness and my spiritual. And then my husband, people always say, wait, your husband comes before your kids. Yes, he does. Why? Because I want to demonstrate what a relationship looks like, because I really didn't have that as a young girl to see what a mom and a dad, that marriage looks like. So I want to demonstrate good, healthy relationship for my children, and then, of course, my children, and then my family, and then work. Yeah. And guess what? And sometimes every week is different. Some days my kids need me more. Some days my work needs me more. So as long as you know what your five pillars are, you keep them close to your heart and you show up for this.
Yes.
That's your
I heard someone say one time that it's not necessarily about balancing everything equally.
I don't believe
it's just about prioritizing. You know, like your kids may need you more this week. Your husband may need you more next week. Or, so prioritizing those things.
I get the balance is not in my vocabulary. Yeah. I sat on a panel.
It doesn't work.
It was so funny. I sat on a panel a while back and someone asked me that question, how do I feel about balance? And I was the only one that said, I don't feel anything because I don't believe in it. And they're like, what? I'm like, no, I don't. There's no such thing. No. I'm 51 years old. I just turned 51. There's no balance. There's what are important to you? What's important to you?
What's important to you? That is so good. So I cannot wait to dive into your book. Okay. So first, let's talk about connections, right? You are all about networking. Your book is titled The Power of Networking, right? You often talk about the importance of creating authentic, high-level connections. In a world where networking can sometimes feel transactional, what I can do for you, what you can do for me, how do you intentionally build relationships that are both genuine and powerful?
Right. I would start with quality over quantity. I believe that a lot of us are out there networking and focusing more on the quantity. So when you're out there networking, you're meeting so many people, and I call them the business card collectors, because what happens is they bring them home, and I think I might be talking to you, right?
That used to be me, collecting them all.
And it's it's on your desk, and you're collecting and there's no relationship behind it. So to me, it's slow down and build that relationship with 5 people at a networking event. And I bet you that those connections are going to turn into your network. And so slowing down, showing up as yourself, being authentic, is that just being you. But when you're slowing down to get to know someone on that higher level, right? Because you're at a networking event, things are moving fast, there's a lot of people. But focusing on asking questions versus sitting there, giving that condensed version of yourself. So leading with service.
Leading with service.
Yes.
How do you, you mentioned how do you serve, right? And so I love the idea because it combats the thought of transactional.
Absolutely.
Right? It's how can I serve you? How can I help you? Yeah. And for me, when I'm networking, that I love to hear that, right? Because it also when you ask me how you can serve me, it also triggers me to say, how can I serve you too?
Absolutely.
You know? So we talked a little bit about collecting business cards, right? So I used to be that person that collected all the business cards in the room and then really didn't even remember who I met that night, right? So what are some key things in the room that you're saying, okay, talk to about 5 people? How do we know who to talk to, or what do we say when we're talking? Let's talk about that.
Well, first you have to be prepared. Where are you going and who's going to be there, right? So if you know who's going to be in the room, you kind of feel it out. And it's not always about, no one's going to show you who to go talk to, right? You just kind of feel, I'm going to go say hello. But always remember that even in that conversation, they may not need your service at the time, but that's a network, or that's a person that you can kind of bring into your network or can help them with someone in your network.
Yeah.
So I think we have to get away from how we network in terms of making it about us. So with those 5 people can be valuable, because you're really one person away from changing your entire career, right?
Yes.
We know that. That
Yes.
one person can be a game changer for you. So to me, it's a numbers game at the same time, but it's the quality. One person at a time, and you just never know who that person also knows.
Yes.
Who they can connect you with.
You did start with that, quality over quantity.
Quality.
It is so important, because I realized that I've been in entrepreneurship for over 20 years, and I realized that even people I've met 20 years ago, I'm still in relationship with them now, and I haven't needed them every minute along the way. But because I nurtured those relationships, when I need them, they're there.
Absolutely.
So that quality over quantity is so true.
Over quantity. That's a game changer.
Good stuff. Let's dive right into your book, okay? The Power of Networking. It highlights how showing up confidently can transform the way we connect at events. What are some strategies you've used personally to walk into a room and create meaningful, lasting relationships?
Yes. So I don't believe you need confidence to walk into a room. I believe you need courage. So confidence is the gift that you receive from being courageous. It's a quote that I made up, and it's dear to me because I know for sure that everything I've done to this point, I've been scared. Right? You're walking in these rooms, you're scared. I mean, you're meeting strangers. You don't know these people. You're shaking
You don't know
hands.
what they're going to think about you, or just the whole 9
conversation,
yards.
how the conversation's going to go. So, yes, have the courage first to show up and know that we don't know the outcome. And as you keep doing it, that's where you build the confidence. Then you're like, oh gosh, you'll even go to events by yourself.
Yes.
I see so many people need to go to events with someone because they feel that. To me, it's like, I've gone to events with people. I tell them, listen, go on that side of the room. I already know you. I want to go meet people.
Yes.
So don't stick together the whole time. And I talk about that in my book. Separate, go meet other people. And it's a little scary, but I promise you, if you keep showing up, you're going to build that confidence.
Yeah. So the power of networking. How important is networking for entrepreneurs?
Oh, gosh. Great question, because I think it's essential. Like, you need to network, because your network is your net worth. I feel that I would not be where I'm at today. And if every one of us, even people who are watching this, if they did an inventory of where they're at and the people they have around them, it's because of the people you have around you.
Yes.
So it's your why, but it's also your who. Who are these people that you have in your circle that are helping you? We can't do this alone.
Right.
So going out and meeting people and learning about them and how you can serve them and how they can help you in your business, that is how we get to the other side. And also find the people that already did it.
Yes.
As entrepreneurs, you don't want to be around people that have never done the things that you want to do, because how will they help you? So go find these people, these events, these organizations where you can level up in a sense and be uncomfortable. Be in rooms that you don't think you belong in.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Be in rooms that you don't think you belong in.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Give me some tips on how to nurture a contact.
Absolutely. You have to have a system.
Okay.
You know, I believe in systems when it comes to networking, and that's where a lot of times networking fails, and people don't want to network anymore because they're like, oh, I've gone to this event and I really didn't get anything out of it. Well, you didn't get anything out of it because you don't have a follow-up system. Another piece is important. Follow up and follow through. Follow up on the contacts you have where, you know, you're sending them an email, you know, going out for a lunch meeting and nurturing it. And then setting a time in your, because we're all busy. We're all meeting new people. We're all running business. I'm going to follow up with them in a month. You know, I have something that I talk about in my book too. It's your golden goose, right? The people. Who are these people that you need to stay connected with? And you can write 5 or 10 people that you just know that they're part of your networking circle. And what are you doing with these people? Are you calling them regularly? Are you having coffee dates? These are people that are advocating for you. So if you imagine, if they're already helping you in your business, how much more would they do if you give them a little love?
Yes.
We actually just put them to the side and keep meeting more people. So that's the way you start nurturing people and start bringing them in little by little. Oh, wow, we've connected. We know about each other. Every few months or every quarter, we're having a coffee date. It is so important to nurture these accounts or these contacts that you have, because if you just meet people and then keep going, there's no relationship. And no one's going to think of you or your service when it comes up, because they don't really even see you.
I love that you mentioned creating systems, even for nurturing relationships and nurturing contacts. It's so important. We have systems for everything else, right, in our business. And so nurturing contacts.
So it's always, when I have a conversation with someone, I think of next steps. In my head, I'm thinking, what's the next step? When will I be contacting them again? What conversation did we have that I need a next step? It could be something I need to give them, or introduction that I need to. So what is the next step? And if you have that next step mindset, then there's always going to be room to circle back with people.
I love that. So we're talking about the power of networking, and we're going into rooms and we're possibly scared in these rooms. So let's talk about something that I know is so dear to your heart. All right. Showing up scared.
Yes.
One of your core messages is to show up scared. Can you share a moment in your journey where you pushed past your fear and how that decision opened doors for you?
I will share my second book, how it came to life, really, which was my first book. So from a spiritual standpoint, I have a conversation, or I should say a meeting with myself daily, where I go walk and I spiritually connected to God. And that day he spoke to me and said, you're not putting that book out, you're putting the power of networking.
So you had been working on a whole nother book.
Whole nother book, which is now called Show Up Scared. At the time it was called I've Arrived, which there's a whole chapter in there of I've Arrived. And I remember going back to my office scared, because I'm so confused, like, what is happening here? And I just start working on the chapters. And what that did, when I became obedient to what I'm supposed to be doing, the journey, right, that I'm supposed to be on, it had opened so many doors for me. I mean, the stages that I am now invited to. I just finished speaking to 2,000 people, Florida government employee organization, brought me in as their keynote, but because I listened and I showed up scared. I was so scared. I was like, what is going on? I know about networking, but now I'm going to be, writing that first book. I don't think a lot of authors just wake up one day and think they're going to be an author. Right? I think it's something that just comes to you, just like speaking. I didn't think I was going to be a public speaker and out there motivating women and men. And so, that was a moment that really, I showed up scared, but what I received back is so much greater. And I'm so happy that I did that. I listened.
Yeah. It's about what's on the other side of that fear, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that even high-level executives and CEOs still need to hear that message, show up scared?
100%, because we're all scared. Because life keeps happening. There's always another chapter, right? There's always something else going on where we're all scared. And that's the thing. The people that are scared, that are stopping, they're forgetting that there's a whole group of people out there showing up scared because they gave themselves permission to do it scared. We can actually do whatever we want. We could do it scared. And on the other side is where you build confidence. The more you reframe or rewire your mind to do the hard things, that's where growth happens. So, they do need to show up scared, because every time you start leveling up and going into a new chapter of your life, it's going to require you to have courage. And that courage comes with a lot of fear.
Wow, this is so good. Let's talk to the young entrepreneurs a little bit, right? Overcoming fear, showing up scared, the power of networking. First of all, why is networking so important for, let's just say, someone breaking into entrepreneurship?
Yeah.
Why is it so important that I have to go out and meet people?
Right. Because you can't build your career by yourself. It takes community. It takes a network of people to help you get there. There's resources you're going to need. And when you lean on to these people, they're going to help you. So again, your network is your net worth. So making sure the who's that are in your life, that are in your network, pick them. One of my 7 essential C's is the company you keep will make or break you. Who are these people that are in your circle? So networking is important in your business.
Yeah.
So making time for it is important. So look at your calendar and say, I'm going to network once a week or twice a week because you're one person away from changing your entire life.
So true.
Yeah.
So true. Okay, so when you say networking, is that just people in the industry that we're in?
Yeah.
Or am I to explore other industries? Do I network just on a scale of no matter who I meet, they could help in some type of way?
Absolutely. So I do believe in intentional networking, right? Because we want to make sure that we're spending time at the right places with the right people. Because again, we all have same amount of time in a day, and a lot of times people don't network because of time.
Yeah.
So making sure that you are your target audience is there. However, there's another space for meeting people, right? Where that person can introduce you to someone that you need to meet.
Yeah.
So we forget that it's not just about the people that we're meeting or them needing our service. It's about who's in their network.
Who's in their network.
And who's in your network. How can you help each other? Those are called super connectors. Those are my favorites. So if you have a super connector in your life, keep them close to you because those are the people that are going to connect you to the people that you need.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, okay, young entrepreneurs wanting to get into a certain industry, what are some things that they should do to develop themselves as a new entrepreneur?
First of all, know who you are, right? Showing up as you is important. Sometimes we just go out there and we don't even know who we are. So getting to know who you are, what you want, what are your goals, and that starts with having that meeting with yourself every single day. See, we have meetings with everyone every day.
Everyone else.
Our schedules are booked, but we don't have a meeting with ourselves. And how do you truly show up? And how can you truly show up as your true authentic self if you're not okay? So checking in with yourself, looking at your schedule to see what obligations do I have today and how am I going to show up for them? So that's first. Really get connected with who you are, what you want. So when you show up, people are able to connect with you. So that's number one tip. And I would also say, if you're a young entrepreneur, make sure that you're finding the who. Who are the people that you need to meet with? And go find them. And be in those rooms, right? Because it's important. I got asked I think it was a few months ago, I was speaking at a SCORE volunteering, and a young entrepreneur stood up and says, you've been around for a while and have a lot of wisdom. What, advice can you give me? And I said, and mine was, show up scared, right? Go into rooms that you don't think you belong in. I know we said that a little bit here, but
that's good.
That is key because that's how you're going to grow and expand.
Yeah.
Because if we're always going and doing things that are comfortable, how do we expand?
You just keep mastering the same thing. You've mastered it, that's it. Where's the growth,
Where's
right?
the growth? And then just being intentional of what you want. A lot of times we don't know what we want. We're just going out there and then we're throwing it and see if it sticks. But being a little bit more intentional about networking, how you're showing up, your brand. See, people think their brand is their logo, but your brand is you. You're your personal brand, and that's what people remember. How you made them feel, how you're showing up. So really understanding what your brand is, and a way to do it is sit down and say, what do I want people to say about me when I'm not in a room? Write it down and show up as that person.
Oh, I like that.
Because what are people saying about you when you're not in a room? Are you on time? Do you answer calls? Are you walking happy? Are you lighting up the room? Are you making people feel, very comfortable? Are you, is your business, are you doing what you say you're going to do?
And then you aim for those things.
And you become that, and you show up as that person. So next time someone thinks of a service, they think of you because you're consistent in your message and your branding.
I think that's probably one of the best compliments that I received from someone in my industry. Said, Karine, you are consistent. And that is what I love about you. And I'm like, wow.
Is that beautiful? And that's
a big
something you
deal.
just do so naturally.
Yeah.
And when people start saying it, that's part of who you are. That's part of your brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of your brand.
That's awesome. So your book for Show Up Scared, right? Is it going to be titled Show Up Scared?
That's the title. And, you know, the people gave it the title. Really. The people gave it the title.
People gave it the title.
Yeah.
So
it's a movement.
I cannot wait for that movement to come out and be launched. At this time, your book, The Power of Networking, I'd love for you to read something to us. Just an excerpt from the book that will drop some more gems on us today that we can take with us.
All right, let me see if I can find a quick little... Okay, so I love it. So in the book, I write in each chapter, at the end of each chapter, to think it through. So I give you kind of like an overview about that chapter. So this one is asking for help from your network can be so important, and it could be impactful for your career and your personal growth. So when you can ask for help, and that's why we network, so we can build our tribe of people that can support us in what we're doing. So don't be afraid to reach out when you need assistance, whether your business is slow. You know, I talk about the writing down 10 people that you need to speak to daily, and people that you've just met, or someone that is in your networking circle that you just need to follow up with. If you did that every single day, that's 50 names a week, 200 a month of people you're reconnecting. So having these systems in place where people know you're staying, like you said, you're consistent, right? Being consistent, showing up, because people will remember you, and they'll think of you when an opportunity comes up. So don't be afraid. And if not only it's beneficial for you, but you can also help those in your network. Again, I talked about it today on, it's not just about you. How can you serve others? When you meet someone, there's maybe someone in your network that you can connect them with, or someone in their network. So that's where asking for help comes up. Maybe they can't help you, but they're gonna try to find someone.
Somebody that
Absolutely.
will.
And remember these tips. So prioritize who you ask, right? Engage in social, but go out there. Don't just be a wallflower.
Right.
Go shake hands. Go meet people. And we talked about quality over quantity. You know, make sure that you're not just handing out your business cards, but you're having those high-level conversations. And start with the why, and then the who, and then mind your manners, right? That's one of my 7 essential C's of networking is keep it classy, but you have to keep it sassy, because that is your God-given talent.
Your move. Like
that's who you are.
Flavor.
That's how you're showing up.
Yes.
Everybody has their brand, and people love that. Don't try to be like anyone else. Stay in your own lane, because we want to do business with real people. Yeah. You don't need to pretend. And we see that all the time on social media where, compliment I also receive is when they meet me, they're like, you're exactly the same way as when you're on social media. And I'm like, yeah, because I keep it real. Yeah. I want to be the same on social media that I am in real person. And that's what connects people. Just the realness, me just loving up on myself so much that I'm just being me. You got to love up on you, man. And when people see that, they love that about you. When you show up and you have the courage to and build that confidence, people want to work with you and just want to be in the same room as you and support you.
The support, right? I think I've learned that there are people just waiting for you to ask them to do something. Like, people really want to help.
They do.
When people ask me for help, I'm like, of course I'll do that for you. Of course, and so don't be scared to ask for help. Get rid of whatever pride or whatever, or shame, because you might be in a hard place or whatever. No. People are willing and open and with a pure heart. Ready to help.
Yeah, and they're ready. They want to help. So give them that opportunity to serve, because we all are here to help each other. And it's a community, and we can't do it alone. We're here to serve and really help each other get to the next level in our careers, our lives. And it takes a village. So
yes, we cannot do this on our own.
It starts with each one of us kind of contributing to that community heart, just leading with that.
I love that. Thank you. Alexandra, thank you so much for sharing from your heart. I think it's more than just the book, The Power of Networking. You bring heart into this conversation. You know, you really want us to discover ourselves while serving others. That is so beautiful, the heart that you bring to the table when it comes to networking.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me. You know, I love this topic, and believe it or not, some people really need the, you know, just the guidance of how can I be more intentional. But it does really start with you.
It does.
And people do business with people they know, like, and trust.
There you go.
And how can I know you if you don't even know yourself? So
yes.
that's why I go with the inward first.
I love it. How can we find you?
Oh my gosh, I'm everywhere.
Okay.
So they tell me. I'm on all social media platforms. So Alexandra Silva Labarr on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, just all over. TikTok.
Okay, great. We're going to find you.
You're going to find me.
Because we're going to find that book, The Power of Networking.
Yes.
We're going to also, we can't wait for Show Up Scared.
A couple
because
weeks.
that is a whole movement that is about to take place.
Yes. God willing. Yeah.
It is a whole movement, showing up scared.
Yes.
Everyone needs that message. Just like you mentioned, the highest C-suite level person, founders, there's always another level. And so there's always a moment that we have to walk into this unknown and show up scared.
And that person that's listening to this, that is just can't make the move on that dream that they have, that are sitting here waiting for the right time. And there's no right time. It's just doing it.
Just do it.
Do it scared, because if you don't do it scared, you'll never know. You got to reframe that mindset of, it's okay. I'm still going to do it. And what can happen? Maybe you didn't succeed, but you kind of did because you learned. You learned how to do it different. So there's no failure. And that's the reason why most people, so the ones that are listening, that have that dream, I want to encourage you to do it. Yeah, go do it.
Go do it.
The world's waiting for you. We need your brilliance.
I'll never forget one of my mentors mentioned, his name was Kingsley Grant. He mentioned one of the richest places on the world is the graveyard because of all the dreams that have died with people who were too scared to chase them, to go after them and bring them to reality.
Yeah, so sad.
So
sad. And we don't want that.
No.
We want people to go and pursue their dreams and their passion and their God-given talents, because the world needs it.
Yes.
You need to contribute to the world, because that's why you're here.
Yeah.
You're here to help. So go do it. Go do it.
Your
Today,
book has so much
this is
purpose.
your reminder.
Show Up Scared, The Power of Networking. I'm so excited that we were able to share this with you today. Alexandra, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for joining us as well. Have a great day.